this flowing thing whose current we can't resist, that just flows right on by, and we get caught up in it. We can't ever stop. It just goes and goes and goes. And sometimes the flow is so strong and so constant that it can be easy to fall into our routines, to fall into our cycles, and simply go with the flow. But when we flow by, when we give in to that current and don't notice, we don't notice all the things that aren't flowing, all the fantastic structures that are standing still. And the thing is that is the first thing that at Rosh Hashanah does, is it says, stop sleeping, stop just doing. Stop just going with this current and be. Notice the things around you. Because when we of Rosh Hashanah that is achieved by all of these things put together is the reason that this day has such awesome power. There is no measurable phenomenon, no scientific instrument, no piece of empirical evidence as we could point to that would tell us why this day is different from any other day. But we can take, when on this day, in a sense, we stop flowing with the river. Time stops. We go outside of time. We are no longer servants of time. And as Yehuda Halevi put it in one of his poems, those who are servants of time will always be slaves, while those who are servants of God alone will be free. Rosh Hashanah is a time within time when we can escape time. And remember that though that current may seem circular, that though it may feel like we are caught up in cycles of night and day, in cycles of hour to hour, in cycles of week to week, the circle is like a spiral. And that if we focus on the place in our souls that is divine, we are not just circling constantly, but we gain the ability to move in a spiral. Circling, yes, but elevating ourselves with each rotation. Shana Tova.
Texting, technology, they've changed our lives. And they have the potential to change the Jewish future. By bringing that potential to bear on community, universalism, observance, and links, we can achieve a paradigm shift I call cybernetic spirituality. In the future, we'll reach into a vast electronic ether, an interconnected web of Jewish vision. Words, music, stories, art, visual images, the transmission of emotion accessible to any kind of human mind.
Time period clearly enough in all the historical records that were kept, but how did the Maccabees, functioning at what would seem to be an even greater disadvantage, achieve their triumph? In order to answer this question, I want to elaborate on the theme I discussed the last time I was here speaking, and that was about the ways in which evil and the ravages of nature and the struggles of man exist in the same way the fires of the blacksmith's forge exist to create the greatest possible crafts of metal.
But that's not all that
Pros are done. Pros are changing in so many ways. And all of those changes started with one phrase: dialectic process. What is a dialectic process? You have an idea, something that you hold to be true. Another idea comes along and the two ideas clash and struggle with each other, wrestle. And then, all at once there's an epiphany, and they come together, and like Jacob and Esau, they weep on each other's neck, and there's a union, a synthesis, and a new, better, stronger idea is born. But the thing we know today is that this is not an ending. And that here at Protodor we can learn, we have learned, that the fact that it will be a struggle is okay. Because we are the children of Israel. Struggling and wrestling are our legacy. Thank you.
They're coming at us slowly. So we can leave the crisis for tomorrow, and the day after that, and the year after that, and the decade after that. We need to shatter that illusion. Now, here is the thing. When you start thinking to yourself, I am doing these things, I am making changes in my own life, I'm attempting to spread new ideas, to change the society around me, to avoid a threat. You start thinking, what am I? What is the point to existence if all I'm trying to do is to survive? What is the point of existence? What is the point of life if all I'm trying to do is escape the darkness? That is the true story. That is the true miracle of Hanukkah. Because the Hanukkah story says to us, in the darkest time of the year, as you approach the winter solstice, as you are in the thick of trying to avoid the blackest blackness in the point of ultimate crisis, you do not cast aside your differences. You do not reshape yourself merely so you can unite with the people around you, just so you can survive. Because it is not just about reclaiming, it is not just about killing the Greeks, it is not just about eliminating the threat. If it had been, the Maccabees would have defeated the Greeks, and everybody would have gone home. But that is not what it is about. There was always a goal. The rekindling of the menorah in the temple. Because it's not just about eliminating the threat. It's about eliminating the threat so that we can kindle a light in the darkness. Kindle a flame in the night. Knowing that when we come together, that flame can grow brighter and brighter and warmer until in the end, ourselves and the world around us is filled with that light, and we become an ever-expanding beacon of the hope and promise and progress that was built on the unity we discovered in that moment of crisis. That power of community is the lesson, the signature and the message of the Hanukkah story. And now, more than ever, we need to remember it. And we need to know that we can push back the darkness.
I was asked what I see, what my vision is for the Jewish future. This is my answer. I see us all embracing cybernetic spirituality, and I see you online.